What's up guys, and welcome to the 4K Motoring Holiday Gift Guide for the motorcyclist in your life. I've compiled what I think is the list of top 5 gifts that you can give to the motorcyclist in your life that are the most universal, the least specific to individual taste, and probably most appropriate to the holiday season coming up. Hopefully I'm getting this video out soon enough that you can take advantage of a couple Black Friday deals coming out. I'll let you know about the ones that I'm aware of. Otherwise, let's get into it. My list of top 5 gifts for the motorcyclist in your life. Admittedly, this is going to be kind of a difficult list to make. I'm hesitant to put anything on there like talking about helmets or jackets or gear or anything like that because they are so individual both in sizes and just design, shape, style, that sort of thing, that it's really hard to give advice for every motorcyclist out there for some things. So what I will do is break it down into the 5 what I think are more universal things that just about any motorcyclist will benefit from. Starting here with number 1, you guys have seen me on my channel promote these sort of things over and over again. There is a ton on Amazon. They are just about everywhere. This is the portable lithium jump starter packs. You guys have seen these everywhere. What is finally come out, what I finally started using, I've had the portable lithium air compressors for a little while now. We finally have all-in-one units. So these things are now available. It is a portable jump starter and air compressor all in one small unit. You can carry one device, stick it in your bike, and you are basically ready for every situation. In a motorcycle, space is pretty limited. Carrying 2 different devices around can be a little cumbersome. On my road trips, that's what I've been doing, just so I have an air compressor and just so I have a jump starter / battery bank. I've been carrying 2 around. That takes up a lot of room on the bags on this bike. Now I understand the luggage capabilities of each bike is going to be a little bit different, but if you have any storage on your bike at all, this thing is going to be fantastic. I'll leave a link for this particular one that I've tested and I do like. This is from Lokithor. It's their JP400 jump starter. I've tested it. I really like the interface and it seems to work really well. But you can look on Amazon, find a ton of different ones out there. This thing is a fantastic addition to any motorcyclist's toolbox if they don't have one already. That moves us on to feature number 2. This is the brake-free personal wearable helmet safety light. Now I'm bringing this one up because this is something that not a lot of motorcyclists have yet, but I think is a huge safety addition, an awesome addition to every helmet, and it is pretty universal. As long as your helmet has a back to it, which pretty much anything that's actually approved for use will, this thing will fit. So if you've not seen these things before, basically what these things are, I'll leave an actual video description above. This is a wearable safety light that pops onto your helmet that detects whenever you slow down to brighten up to a brake light. It also offers a running light feature like you see here, just to attract attention. And this makes it really nice whenever you're slowing down, stopping, just riding, to give you some visibility higher than that little tiny brake light that's probably on the back of your bike and to make you more visible on the road. It comes in black and white. The black one is the new model with a couple little tweaks that make it a little bit more modern and a little bit more beneficial. They're not very expensive. I do have a discount code down in the description below if you guys are interested in getting one of these things. I'll try and save you guys a little bit of money where I can. This thing I think is truly important and will save lives. They've sold a ton of them. They are awesome. Now stick with me because we're going to be sticking with a few more motorcycle technology themes for our remaining items. Number 3 on our list is going to be the Cardo Edge. Cardo being one of the premier motorcyclist communication technology companies out there. There is Cardo and Sena are really the top 2 that kind of fight back and forth. Cardo is my preferred brand now for the last, I don't know, decade or so, just because they've had some of the best technology out there and has been the most functional. Their latest product is the Edge series, and that is this magnetic USB-C charging helmet Bluetooth communicator. It features the dynamic mesh communication that Cardo made famous earlier with the Packtalk Bold series. This is taking it to the next level. You can have up to, I believe, 31 people paired now. With the latest updates, it will actually use your phone for voice over IP, has a lot of constantly improving features, and is magical on a helmet. Really high quality JBL audio, great to communicate with others, either learning how to ride or communicating with people on groups. It is awesome. And frankly, this just works. And I think that's the hallmark of any of these things on the helmet, is that you don't have to mess with it. Some of the older models I've had, some of the other brands, trying to pair them to other units has been such a hassle. The Cardo just seems to work. Now, until December 5th, they have their Black Friday deal going on where they are 25% off for the Cardo Edge. That's about $100 off of the regular Cardo Edge, or if you get the 2-pack, that's almost $200 off the 2-pack. So that's a great way to save money, especially if you're getting one for 2 helmets. Great way to save money. The Packtalk Pro is their latest one, which is just kind of the Edge on steroids. It has a couple additional features like crash detection and automatic on-off, as well as coming with a little bit bigger speakers for a little bit better audio. That is not currently on sale, and that is pretty expensive. Because of that, it is not my main recommendation. It's an awesome product. If you've got the budget for it, I think anybody would love it. But the Packtalk Pro is more expensive. So the regular Packtalk Edge, I think, is your best bang for the buck model out there. Big sales right now until December 5th. If your motorcyclist doesn't have one of these on their helmet already, I'm sure they would very much appreciate one. All right, my next 2 items are going to be more of categories than individual items. I'm going to give you some ideas of what to look for and what options are out there, but really 2 categories that are left. So number 4, I'm going to rank this as the 4th in this list as most beneficial to the most number of motorcyclists, is going to be some sort of phone holder or phone charger. Now, the one I've ended up using on my Ducati, my main bike, is made by a company called Ram. They make the majority of handlebar accessories, or at least have. They're one of the biggest in the markets. They have this wireless charging model. So it doesn't matter what phone you have. Whenever you get a new phone, you don't need a new case. You can just put your phone in this, snap it in. It has this X grip that works really well, really easy to use, and will wirelessly charge. Really easy to wire up. And then you always have some sort of navigation on the handlebars because you have your phone there. It is staying charged and staying topped off, and it is a welcomed addition to pretty much any motorcycle. Along with the Ram X Grip series, there is also the Quad Lock. Quad Lock has become supremely popular in the motorcycle market, and they have a couple models as well. They have the vibration isolator so they don't ruin your camera phone. They have a wireless charging head for this as well as the standard one, just like the Ram has a standard one that's not wireless charging as well. This requires you to have a special case on your phone, but is super easy to use and super secure if you do have that. You have to get a new case every time you get a new phone, which is kind of frustrating. It gets a little bit expensive. But for a minimalist look on the motorcycle itself, this offers a lot of utility. So I'll link both of these in the description below, whether you're interested in something like the Ram X Grip that basically works for every bike, every phone, really doesn't matter, or something more specific like the Quad Lock setup that's a little bit more expensive, maybe a little bit more premium. I'll leave both of those in the description below. Really useful things and something that you should have on every motorcycle, in my opinion. And finally, number 5 on this list is going to be motorcycle navigation. Now, this is going to be a huge category because there are going to be a ton of options. And I'm sure if you guys are watching this, you may have a bunch of opinions on a bunch of different things. There's really 2 kind of directions you can go with this. You can go with a dedicated GPS unit, something like this Garmin Zumo XT2 that's on my Ducati that I use primarily. That doesn't require cell service. It always works. It is powered by the bike. You just power it up. It can manage some of the phone calls and interface with your phone pretty well. You can set up routes. It works really well. But by far, this is not the cheapest option. Honestly, in my experience, this is one of my favorites. The auto dimming, just the brightness settings for just riding with it, the user interface, stuff like that. I found this to be superior and I like it a lot, but it is expensive. So there's another direction you can go that some people prefer. Now, if your rider, the rider in your life, stays on roads mostly that have cell coverage, they're not going to the mountains or going in areas where they lose cell service very often, they may prefer something like an Android Auto or Apple CarPlay head unit. That allows you to get mapping up from your phone and some of those quick glance, really easy to use while riding features on your handlebars instead of in your pocket. And one of my favorites is the Chingy AIO 5. This particular model is the AIO 5 Lite, and it does come with tire pressure sensors, and it comes with front and rear dash cams, which are pretty cool to record your ride and for safety. It's a really nice touch. They also have the AIO 5 Play, which is just the head unit. It doesn't come with any of the accessories. I have that on my work bike and it works great. This offers a really high quality build. It mounts to just about every set of handlebars, really high quality. There's just a couple buttons that allow you to do things at a touch, even with gloves on, that are really important. There's a screen lockout feature that when it's raining you can hit. That way rain doesn't mess up your map or start pressing buttons. It is just a really well thought out, good system. There are several others in this Android Auto category that you've probably heard of. Cardo is a big brand out there. We've tested some of their units before. Honestly, they're not bad. I think they spend a little bit too much money on advertising instead of in their product. So there are some shortcomings that really didn't work for me in my daily riding or somebody that rides a lot. For the occasional rider, they may love it. They do have a Pro model out now, which has a lot of the more upgraded features, which is nice. So again, I'm going to leave links to all this stuff down in the description below. Again, what it comes down to is whether your rider is going to places that may lose cell coverage, or if they normally stay just kind of urban commuting around places that have cell coverage. That may direct you a little bit on whether you want to go with a dedicated GPS or something like the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay head unit. Both of these are really good options. Both are really high quality. They kind of range in prices. The XT2 with mounting is going to run you around $700. The AIO5 full version might run you $500 or $600. The Play version without all the cameras and that sort of thing may be closer to $300 or $400. So there's some cheaper options around that $200 to $300 mark. But again, the cheaper you go, the more you're going to lose out on features. And I wouldn't really recommend looking at anything under $200 for anybody that actually rides their motorcycle, because they're going to be missing some things that are probably pretty important. So that's it. I have a ton of things that I use on a daily basis in motorcycling, and a bunch of things that I've added to my own motorcycles and kind of consistently add to motorcycles that I think have value. But narrowing it down to 5 things you can get for the motorcyclist in your life this holiday season, I believe we've done the best we can for kind of a universal list. Again, I've left some options down in the description below for some of these categories that have different directions you can go depending on what your rider prioritizes or where they ride. If you have any questions about any of these things or need any extra input, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll try and respond to as many as I can. Again, for anything I have discount codes to that I can save you a little bit of money, I'll leave links to everything down in the description below as well. As always, thanks for watching 4K Motoring. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and like this content, and we'll catch you next time.